Welcome to episode 114 of your CYSA Plus Prepcast. In this episode, we focus on what happens after a cybersecurity incident has been contained, eradicated, and recovered. This critical phase is known as post-incident activity. It includes structured analysis, documentation, and organizational learning efforts, designed to ensure that each incident becomes a catalyst for lasting improvement. And most importantly, understanding this phase is essential not only for exam success, but also for helping organizations transform reactive response efforts into proactive security maturity. Post-incident activities ensure that lessons learned are captured, applied, and used to strengthen future defenses, tools, and training. The post-incident process begins immediately after incident resolution. At this point, the incident response team must focus on preserving and organizing the data and evidence collected throughout the containment, eradication, and recovery phases. This includes logs, screenshots, forensic images, communication records, and relevant tool outputs. Proper handling of this information ensures that it remains intact and available for future review, analysis, audits, or legal action. The initial step in this phase is not to move on, but to look back and fully understand what occurred. Following evidence preservation, analysts conduct a comprehensive forensic investigation. The goal is to uncover how the incident happened, what systems or data were affected, and which tactics were employed by the attacker. Forensic analysis may involve reverse engineering malware samples, reviewing network logs, examining system changes, and identifying data exfiltration attempts. The deeper the analysis, the more valuable the resulting insights. These efforts help answer critical questions about attacker motives, methods, and capabilities. A key element of post-incident work is the root cause analysis. This step goes beyond identifying the specific exploit used. It uncovers the underlying reason the exploit succeeded. This may include technical vulnerabilities, misconfigured security controls, lack of user awareness, or gaps in policies and enforcement. Root cause analysis looks for the first failure point that made the incident possible. This foundational knowledge allows the organization to address systemic issues rather than only surface-level symptoms. Once the root cause is identified, a formal incident report is created. This document summarizes all key findings from the event. It typically includes a timeline of the incident, the impacted assets, the methods used by the attacker, and the actions taken by responders. The report should be clear and concise, but thorough enough to support strategic decisions, post-mortem analysis, and regulatory reporting. It may serve multiple audiences, including executives, legal teams, technical staff, and auditors. Beyond just detailing what occurred, the incident report should include actionable recommendations. These recommendations might address the need for software patches, improved configuration management, enhanced user training, or new monitoring rules. Recommendations should be specific, prioritized, and linked directly to findings uncovered during the investigation. The goal is to provide a roadmap for tangible improvements rather than vague generalizations. Incident responders must also capture and review performance metrics gathered during the event. These may include the mean time to detect, mean time to respond, and mean time to remediate. Reviewing these indicators allows teams to assess their own performance, identify delays or inefficiencies, and establish baselines for improvement. Metrics can also help evaluate the effectiveness of tools and procedures used during the incident and support decisions about future investments in people or technology. Post-incident communication is another vital component. Senior leadership, internal stakeholders, and key business units must be briefed on the incident, including what happened, how it was addressed, what the impact was, and what improvements are being made. This transparency fosters trust and ensures that everyone understands the importance of continuous security investment. It also reinforces a culture of accountability and openness rather than fear or blame. Legal and regulatory obligations may require specialized post-incident reporting. If protected data was exposed or systems handling sensitive information were affected, certain industries or jurisdictions may mandate disclosure to regulators, law enforcement, or affected customers. Understanding these requirements in advance helps ensure timely and accurate reporting. The post-incident phase must include coordination with legal counsel and compliance teams to meet all reporting obligations and avoid fines or reputational harm. In cases where customer data or public systems are involved, organizations must manage external communications carefully. This includes public relations messaging, media statements, and direct communications to affected customers. These messages should be accurate, timely, and transparent. They must convey what happened, what steps were taken to remediate the issue, and what support or next steps are available for those affected. Mishandled communication can cause reputational damage far beyond the technical impact of the breach itself. Finally, post-incident documentation should not focus solely on errors or failures. It should also highlight what went well. Acknowledging effective detection, successful containment, or rapid communication helps reinforce good practices and boost team morale. These positive insights are just as valuable as identifying shortcomings. They validate investments, guide future training, and support the development of best practices across security teams. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are more security courses on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Conducting formal lessons learned sessions is a cornerstone of post-incident improvement. These structured meetings provide an opportunity for all relevant team members to evaluate the incident in a constructive, reflective setting. Rather than assigning blame, the purpose is to identify successes, shortcomings, and gaps that may have influenced the outcome. Lessons learned discussions typically follow a standardized format, reviewing the incident timeline, decision points, team actions, and any deviations from established procedures. These sessions should occur promptly after incident closure, while memories are fresh and the data remains accessible. The lessons learned process should include representatives from both technical and non-technical teams, cybersecurity personnel, IT operations staff, application developers, business unit leaders, legal advisors, and public relations representatives all play a role in understanding the broader impact of the incident. Their participation ensures that a wide range of perspectives is considered and that improvement strategies do not focus narrowly on one part of the organization. A cross-functional approach strengthens response coordination and helps uncover systemic challenges that may not be visible to any single department. The insights gained during these sessions must lead to meaningful and actionable changes. Feedback should not remain theoretical. Analysts and leaders must ensure that recommended improvements are documented and prioritized. These changes may include revising existing incident response playbooks, updating detection signatures, enhancing security monitoring, or changing third-party service provider protocols. Lessons learned should influence every layer of the response infrastructure, from technical controls to staff training and executive communication strategies. To ensure accountability, organizations should assign responsibility for implementing each improvement. These assignments must include clear deadlines and review checkpoints. Without ownership and follow-up, even the best recommendations can be forgotten or deprioritized. Incident response managers or governance teams typically track progress, ensuring that changes are applied and tested. This approach closes the loop between insight and action, ensuring that each incident becomes a driver of measurable organizational growth. Post-incident metrics also support ongoing evaluation of incident response capabilities. Metrics such as mean time to detect, mean time to respond, and resolution duration offer quantitative insight into how quickly and effectively teams react to threats. Over time, these numbers help security leaders evaluate the maturity of their program and benchmark progress. Tracking these indicators across multiple incidents provides trend data that can inform strategic decisions and resource allocation. The data and insights gathered through post-incident activities also contribute to broader risk management efforts. By examining patterns across multiple events, organizations can better understand their risk profile, identify frequently targeted systems, and refine vulnerability management strategies. These findings may influence future penetration tests, policy reviews, and even architectural decisions. Post-incident analysis supports a cycle of continuous refinement, where detection, prevention, and response all benefit from shared institutional knowledge. Organizations must also ensure that incident findings are incorporated into their policy and compliance framework. If an incident exposes gaps in existing controls or procedures, these shortcomings must be reflected in updated documentation. This includes security policies, standard operating procedures, employee guidelines, and governance documentation. Making these updates not only helps prevent repeat incidents, but also demonstrates diligence and accountability to external auditors and regulatory bodies. Many incidents highlight the need for improved user awareness and staff training. Whether caused by phishing, credential misuse, or poor data handling, incidents often trace back to human error or misunderstanding. Post-incident findings can drive updates to security awareness programs, simulate relevant attack scenarios, or focus on behavioral gaps within teams. These targeted interventions are far more effective than generic training, as they speak directly to the vulnerabilities demonstrated in real-life events. Post-incident findings can also influence an organization's approach to technology investments. If outdated systems contributed to the breach, it may be time to upgrade. If detection tools failed to identify early warning signs, additional capabilities may be required. If analysis or reporting was delayed due to manual workflows, automation might be the solution. Real-world incidents often reveal where budgets must shift to strengthen resilience. These decisions, when backed by data, are easier to justify to executive leadership and budget committees. Finally, the concept of continuous improvement means that organizations should revisit past incidents over time. Even after applying lessons learned, it is important to validate whether those changes produced the intended outcomes. Follow-up audits, resimulations, or targeted assessments can confirm whether previous vulnerabilities have been closed or if new gaps have emerged. This loop of feedback, action, and validation is essential to building a cybersecurity program that evolves with the threat landscape and grows stronger with each challenge it faces. To summarize, Episode 114, the post-incident phase, transforms reactive response into proactive resilience. Through structured analysis, forensic review, root cause investigation, stakeholder communication, and cross-functional collaboration, organizations turn negative events into powerful learning opportunities. Lessons learned must be captured, shared, and applied to improve policies, enhance training, inform risk management, and strengthen overall security posture. Mastery of these practices is not only central to CySA Plus certification success, but essential for driving sustained cybersecurity maturity in any organization. Thanks for listening. To learn more about cybersecurity, please visit baremetalcyber.com. There you will find best-selling books, videos, and even more free cybersecurity training courses. Please subscribe to the Prepcast and our various podcasts. And thanks for listening.